Oh! There is some stuff going on in my life right now, personally, that I have really not mentioned a lot, that I do need to bring up now, okay? And please understand, this is very personal to me. This is very private, but it's something that I want to bring up because it's a serious matter, all right? In 2019, at some point, whether sooner or later, I'm going to end up having to go back to Connecticut. I talked to my parents about this, and they told me that I could 100% talk to you guys about it and reveal anything I wanted and be honest with you. I told them I was doing this podcast today, and they said, yes, please go ahead and tell them whatever you want. My parents aren't doing so well, all right? They're getting old, and my mom has had a lot of health issues over the years already. The last few years, you guys noticed I haven't really talked about my dad that much. It's because he's not doing very well. My dad is getting a lot of health issues, both his back, which he basically has, remember my back issue, my herniated disc? Well, he has at least 2, if not 3, in the same situation that I had. So he's really fucked up right now and can barely move around. He's been like this for about 2 years now. And now he's starting to have other health problems. He's starting to have heart problems, okay? So it's a bad situation. It's really bad. And the thing is, my parents are basically telling me, listen, we don't know what's going to happen. We could be around for many more years, or one of us could see a really bad turn for the worse. And that's it, okay? You may have wondered where my parents been, because if you remember when I first moved out here in 2014, they immediately visited me for Christmas of 2014, and then they visited me again in the summer of 2016, remember? And you might be saying, well, what the hell now? It's been like 2.5 years. We've heard nothing about Phil's parents. Well, the bottom line is they're not doing very well at all, okay? And immediately you get a dickhead like ITG Jake. I'm going to read it because I've had enough and he's permanently banned now. Do you want us to give you money to see your parents? Fuck you, Jake. How about that? Fuck you. No, because you don't wait 5 seconds to let me finish what I'm saying. Now, not only are you permanently banned, but now we all get to laugh at you publicly for being an insensitive piece of fucking shit when I'm bearing my heart to the fucking stream. Go fuck yourself. No, I'm not asking anyone for money to go to Connecticut to see my parents. In fact, it's the actual complete polar opposite situation, okay? My parents have basically told me that since, this is a circumstance where they absolutely, not only obviously do they want to spend time with me, they want to meet Kat. Kat has lived with me for almost a year, and I'll be very honest with all of you, I would love to marry her someday. I have no idea if that's in the cards with everything, the way things have been going financially and everything, but obviously I've told my parents this, and they're like, we want to meet her. Like, this is amazing. We want to meet her and spend time with her. Kat is a cat lover. My parents own 3 cats who she would like to meet, obviously. And basically, it's a situation where even though this is no way, okay, is this the best time for this to happen, for me to take time away from work and streaming? It's basically at this point a necessity, a make or break. If I don't go to visit my parents sometime in 2019, I may never see them again. You see what I mean? And it may be one or both. I don't know. They don't know. They're basically telling me we have health issues and we want to see you and we want to meet Kat and we want to spend time with you. And it's not going to be a long time. I already told my parents, I said, if this happens, it can't be a long time. I can't be away from work that long. I have to keep making money. And they said, we understand that. Even if it's just a few days, that would be great so we can meet Kat. And then they even said, this would be good for you. Take Kat around Connecticut for a day or two and show her your old haunts. Take her to the zoo, show her the old places you used to like to go shopping and that kind of stuff. So she can see where I came from, which would be really awesome. But also she'd get to meet my parents and spend time with the cats and just have some family time because we don't know, honestly, if we'll ever get to have it. My parents' health is so bad they can't even come out here to see me, which sucks. And it really is sad because I thought years ago when they visited me, it might have been one of the last times. But then their health got even worse after that. And I'm just like, with everything else going around, everything else happening, with all the stress and everything going on, this is something that has to happen. And it was funny because I was actually talking to my mom about this on the phone. I said, You know, it would really suck if we come out there, we visit you guys, and we come back home, and immediately the next thing I have to do is, like, sell the house. But if that has to be, I guess it has to be. You know what I mean? So just for pure transparency here, I and Kat will be paying none of this trip if and when it happens. We're hoping it will happen. I already talked to my parents. They said, we're going to take care of it. We understand your financial situation. We couldn't ask for you to pay for any of this stuff. And we will, you know, whether it's you need a hotel room. I don't know if we'll be staying with them. I don't know how the house accommodations are with all of them or whatever. Or we're going to be able to borrow their car, or they're going to get a rental car. I don't know. We haven't worked any of this shit out yet. This is, you know, we just started talking about it last month. And now it looks like probably sometime in January we'll start talking more specifics of a time frame and all of that. We're actually looking at possible time frames the spring. I'll just say that the spring, because it looks like there's some dead times for game releases in the spring. And if it's in the spring, Kat would have time to take time off ahead of time to do it as well, which would be good, rather than her getting in trouble at her job for trying to take time off and stuff like that. So basically, yeah, what we're looking at is probably a few days to a week that sometime in 2019 we're going to be probably going back to Connecticut for just to spend some time with my parents, so Kat can get to know my parents, to show Kat Connecticut or whatever. And that'll honestly, for me, kind of be some closure, because when my parents left here in mid-2016, I was in a very different living situation. It was a very different situation then, and since then, obviously, so much has changed, and I really, really want them to meet Kat and spend time with Kat, because she's been such an amazing person to me in my life, and I think that they deserve to meet someone who I want to spend the rest of my life with. And it's just something so serious that, yeah, it has to happen this year at the latest, because my parents are saying we're at the point where maybe this would be the last chance, because we don't know what's going to happen. So without revealing too many other details, that's kind of the deal. And obviously I would give you guys more details as we got closer to if and when this is going to happen in 2019, but more than likely it's going to. But to clarify once again, for the assholes who will try to make shit up, they'll try to tell you that if you give me funds, it's to go on this trip to Connecticut. False. This is 100% my parents said they're taking care of it. Plane tickets, transportation, accommodations, whatever needs to happen so that we can spend time with them. They're going to take care of it, and that's going to be sometime in 2019. Okay, everybody? Ace H says, I don't know if it's feasible, but is it possible for your parents to come live with you? No, see, that's the thing. It's not. Number one, my dad, sadly, even though my dad's in bad health, he's in a situation where he still has to work like 2 or 3 years to qualify for the full unemployment. Oh, my God. The full retirement benefits that he's supposed to qualify for. So he can't leave his job, and they couldn't. They even said, we doubt we'd be able to make a trip across the country. Like, they want to visit. They wanted to visit for the past 2 years. They said we probably, you know, last year with everything that happened with my breakup with my ex and all of that, they wanted to come out here and help, but my dad was in poor health and they couldn't do it. So there's no way they could make the trip out here. DSP Sauce Walker tipped me $1 and says, have you heard about the Twitch user that got banned for twerking? No, and I have no thoughts about that. I don't know why the hell you're bringing that up at a time like this. What a stupid thing. Okay.